Hey, bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue au podcast de la chaise bleue. Le podcast s'adresse aux leaders de la transformation numérique. We are currently live from the IMTS 2024 in Chicago. It's my first day in the trade show. I think there's already 78,000 people in the building here.
Very possible. It's massive.
Amazing. I was looking at the stats on the website directly. I had the opportunity to have with me Davinder Dhanoa from your company Intelycx.
Yeah, Intelycx.
Intelycx.
Yeah.
So let's hear about that a little bit. So thank you guys for watching. So first thing first, David, maybe before just quick overview. Who are you, David? Where you come from? Why are you in this company? Then we'll start talking about the company, but I want to get to know you. I like your energy since we've been talking.
Yeah,
sure. Being a curious person, I want to know who are you?
Well, first of all, it's a great honor. Thank you for having me on your podcast. Always good, fellow Canadians.
Yeah, exactly. Right away. Right? First question he asked, are you Canadian?
Yeah, exactly. So
it's hard to miss, though.
Yeah, it's hard to miss. So I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Great.
I have over 20 years of corporate sales and business development sales and high-tech software, electronics manufacturing. The past, you could say, 10 years has been more entrepreneurial.
Okay.
So a manufacturing sales rep, a fractional sales executive where I represent different companies.
Mainly the art tech or more on the software side?
Both.
So that's neat because you cannot separate one or the other. So
you can't. And what happened was the bulk of my experience is electronics manufacturing.
Yep.
But more recently, a lot of software companies have been interested in engaging my services. So yeah, so basically Intelycx is one of my client partners that I represent, and I head up their sales and marketing.
And what's the value that Intelycx bring in the market? What's the reason being of that company, Intelycx?
You know what? If I tell you, it's over, man. The show's over.
That's it.
It's done.
We're going to bust the place right away.
So basically, Intelycx offers the best in industry 4.0 platform, giving the ability to connect any kind of manufacturing equipment, machinery, no matter how old it is.
Any AIoT that we can, anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as an example, you have a manufacturing facility that has old machines, new machines, right? And they want them to talk to each other, connect to each other, the ability to extract data, both KPI as well as functionality.
Sure.
We're able to do that really fast.
And how does it work to make it really, really fast? Because some companies are in that field. And usually one of the things is you get into the network, but now you need to know which door can I get in, which machinery will push me the information on demand, on the field, and so on.
Yeah, agreed.
And some of the old machinery don't even have a PLC.
Yes. Exactly.
You need to do the retrofit, or how does it work?
So that's kind of the secret sauce, so to speak, that we have. We have what's called our, smart box, which you place on the machine, and no matter how old it is, and we can extract that data. Now, we have done some really interesting, you could say archaic projects, where, like you said, there's no PLCs and the whole 9 yards, but we're able to do that. Now, obviously, when you have machines that are connected directly to the cloud, the integration implementation is very fast.
Much faster,
right? Where you don't have that, it takes time, but we're able to do it very fast. And then we have some interesting, you could say, innovations coming through generative AI and stuff like that. Now, that's one half. We also have a platform called Exacto. Exacto AI.
I heard about that Exacto. It rings a bell to me.
You have to come to our booth. Check it out. So it's our AI
That's the name of the AI, actually?
Yeah.
You didn't name him David or Claude or Isabel or whatever. Exacto?
I said to them, I want my name on there, man. And they would. So we're also in the AI quality inspection system.
Okay.
And it's camera based.
Sure.
And we're able. So basically, what's happening in the world today is it's hard sometimes to hire the right people for quality inspection because you don't have a lot of people
It's a
coming.
repetitive job,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
And
Hard to get
humans
them.
are not good to look with their eyes. Machinery are
Okay.
much better with camera. I
Well,
fully
well, you know
understand
what?
that.
You know what? I would say both.
Okay.
I would say both because what's interesting is the human. One thing that they haven't been able to replicate yet, and this is a whole other discussion, is the human consciousness or human intuition. So what I mean
Yep.
to say is, with machines, right now you have to feed that in, and the AI through that initial information, with its algorithms, will generate something.
Mm-hmm.
However, the human quality inspector, a good one, has some intuition. Right? That's a little bit, and that's something that's
With the root cause,
You
when
know
we
what I
have
mean?
caused it, drive,
right?
drive quality
Yeah.
in the business. Yeah, you still need that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. But in order to flag a defect,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
they would be accurate, like 99.9% of the
100%.
time, 100%,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yep.
Really, up to 100%? It's
Well,
possible.
you know what? Here's what I'll say. Remember, it's as of now, it's the human input that's going into, okay, what makes this part a defect? What makes this part good?
Sure.
And that's all the human.
That's the initial prompt that you give him,
Right?
so it can
Right?
work for sure.
And then the AI does its magic.
That's
right?
it. That's it. Who's your typical customer?
Well,
Who do you work
we're
with?
very blessed.
Okay.
We're very blessed. I cannot say who we work with because they're Fortune 500,
Okay.
very large companies.
Understand that, but
and-
which kind of business should
industry.
consider you?
Yeah,
Industry,
So-
size as well.
So yeah, size. So Fortune 500, beautiful fit, medical in the medical space,
Okay.
Aerospace, automotive. You
mainly
name it.
manufacturers.
Exactly. Manufacturers. Yeah. 100%. So what's happening, we're finding is, for example, aerospace, we had a great meeting with a very large company the other day. The challenge they're having is, with the quality inspection as an example, or being able to connect the biggest challenge we're having, ability to connect machines, integrating them so they can talk to each other. There are companies out there that are doing it, but it's the time. We basically say we can do it faster than anybody.
Sure.
And that's kind of
That's
our
your
value.
differentiator.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the strategy you guys are putting the company on the market.
Forget about strategy. It's a challenge.
That's
so,
it.
So I put the line in the sand. I throw down my hat. I say, we will come in and we will show you we can be faster than anybody. That's what we do.
Great. I love it because, we are in a culture where everything has to be instantaneous. Everybody needs right now. I want to order my Uber Eat. I want to have my whatever.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's a new
100%.
trend. Like, everything has to be done right away. What would be the top recommendation based on your experience? The risk factor, because when you install whatever technology it is into a manufacturer, there's, in my mind, two things. You can buy technology, you can connect stuff, you can do your ETL, transport, load, and extract, and so on. But humans will need to use that technology in a business process to create value for the end customer. Technology in itself,
beautifully said.
it's something that creates velocity. It'll accelerate stuff, but humans have to use it to create value. So how do you guys work? Or is there anything customers should do to make sure the technology you're putting into their facility will truly create value and will change the way they're doing stuff on a daily basis?
First of all, very well said. I loved how you said it.
Thanks.
That's
my French accent. That's why.
and it's an excellent, it's an excellent question. My answer may or may not surprise you, but one thing that I love about this company and what our platform does, it empowers the machine operators, whom I call machine owners. So
that's your persona.
Yes,
that's the guy or the lady your helper.
So just imagine a situation where the COO, director of ops of any manufacturer, he has the ability in a dashboard to see exactly what's going on for machine functionality, KPI, the health of the facility. But just imagine this. The machine owner goes to him and says, hey, boss, you know why our OEE isn't the best? My machine isn't doing well. It's missing this. Here's the data. Right now, you've leveled the playing field. And what's happening is the traditional structure where you have kind of, the COO, then, director.
Our typical triangle.
Typical thing.
Yeah.
So what happens? How much of that goes up and how much of that goes down with the digital imprint now? And we see this in social media, right? Now,
and it's there forever.
Right. It's there forever. And not only that, now in Instagram, Facebook, whatever, everybody knows everybody. Like celebrities can interact with non-celebrities, whatever. In the same way in manufacturing in the digital way, now we can level the field where now the machine owner, right? I don't like to use operator because they own the machine. They have that empowerment to say, hey, director of ops, you know why this isn't going well? My machine needs this, 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 and this. It's affecting the OEE here.
Wow.
Here you go. And that's the solution.
I'm gonna steal you something. I don't think I'll ever see again in my life a machine operator. That's a machine owner. You own that machine. That's yours. I love it, David. All right. So very, very nice answer. But you allow your customer to be way more data centric in the way they communicate, take decision, and so I love it.
So, sorry. Just thank you for that. Just to add on to that point.
Perfect. Because I was bringing you back to my initial question.
Yeah. So to answer the second part, is beautiful aesthetic dashboards.
Oh, it changed everything.
Everything.
First criteria has to look good.
Yeah. And what happens is when there's training both ways. One is initially during implementation where the staff, right, is trained on it. And when you have something aesthetic, a really nice looking dashboard, that's easy. Boom, 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 boom. My rule of thumb is you should be able to understand everything in 2 minutes. So when it comes here, maybe that's even long. But, we're talking.
I fully understand.
Right?
It's something complex. It's a full factory, shop floor.
But if you can look at it and go bang, 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 bang. Okay,
for the first time you see it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so intuitive that it makes sense.
And then a customer comes to the facility, as an example.
Yep.
And the machine owner says, this is our dashboard. This is what it can do. Solved.
That's it. Yeah.
Solved.
Because in my mind, the first step of sales when you bring a customer to a facility is to get the confidence, to get the not the confidence, la confiance. It's the trust. Sorry,
trust.
I was missing
my
English
you know
word.
what, brother, your English is amazing, man. Very well done. Yeah.
And the first thing you need to bring to a customer is trust. But when not the sales rep, not the president, the machine owner show that you can trust us. Look, I am in full control of the way we will do the machinery, we will do the welding, whatever it is they are doing. He's in full control using technology, I think, for trust in a customer that your end customer have towards their end customer. That's amazing. It's perfect. David, your energy is nice.
Thank you, brother. Thanks, brother.
We're currently sitting in a Canadian shack, let's say,
I love
up north in Ontario, where this is. And you're now sitting next to our fireplace, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're just in front of it, but it's actually fire. And I like to say that everybody that have your level of energy need to feed their internal fire with logs. You feed that. You need to. So question is, what are you doing, David, in your own personal life to feed your logs? How do you keep that fire burning in you so you can go knock doors, meet customer, bring technology in the market? How do you feed that internally?
I would say it's stuff that I do off the field. Okay. So I try to work out as much as possible. I do mixed martial arts. You're from Quebec, GSP. So I like mixed martial arts. I do CrossFit. Then also I do a lot of community work. So I think to have the best energy when you're on the road as a sales executive and all that, it's about what you do in your off days. And if you're inspired in your off days, that'll seep in through your on days.
I love it. All right. Let's say, David, we have fun. Tonight we decide, okay, we go out in bars together.
Sure.
So we have a couple of drinks and so on. And I like walking after my couple of beers.
Yeah, for sure.
And the city, we were there until midnight, 1 a.m. yesterday, bicycling with
nice.
It was amazing.
And I see you went to the stadium.
Yes, we were at the Wrigley Field on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
Amazing game we had. Nice. And take me home to the ball game.
Yeah.
Amazing. But the question is, we're out. We're just walking, have a couple of beers, and I find out the magic stick in the park. And since I'm a nice guy, I give it to you.
Okay.
And that's a magic stick you now have. You have one wish.
Huh.
What would you do at your typical customer size? What would you change? Bam. So your product can ease their life even easier. Is there anything you'd like to change in the market? It could be anything. Time, money is not an obstacle, nothing.
I would say this. I would say with that magic stick, I would enable all customers to see our product as something very agile, nimble, and be open to taking the challenge. So I think what I do is a lot of times companies are hesitant maybe to work with a younger company.
Okay.
Right. Even though our clients are like in the Fortune 500, but as I'm getting out there,
you're not necessarily a blue chip for the past 50, 60 years.
We want to work with everybody. Right?
Sure.
So I would say opening them to the idea that being lean and mean can really revolutionize what they do.
I love it. So you're the young wolf company.
There you go.
Climbing up.
I love it. I love 100%,
it.
100%.
One last question to you. What was the if we had the chance to pursue this discussion together and invite a third person with us, it could be anybody in the world. It doesn't have to be here at the trade show, or she doesn't have to be here. We're talking about, digital stuff, the new way of products, the production should be done and so on. And who would you invite to pursue the discussion with us?
Easy for me.
Okay.
In this space, easy. It'd be Elon Musk.
That's it?
I'll bang on.
You bam.
Yeah.
And what would be the one question you asked him?
So in regards to this space, like in regards to what we're talking about,
sure,
like manufacturing and all
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I would say, what's the threat that AI poses in manufacturing?
The threat.
Yeah.
You would align your question and that.
Yep, 100%. Maybe because there's a reason.
Why?
I've heard him in a podcast before, and he addressed that we have to be very responsible with AI because it's unbelievable what can happen. So in our space, I'd say, okay, so what are the threats and what are the things we have to be aware of using AI in manufacturing? And then hopefully he could answer that and we can prepare.
I'm sure you would have an amazing answer to that, and that would be the discussion. That would I would take all of his time. That's for sure.
Exactly.
And let's say you have one personal question because I signed your mind. Okay, we need to have a question in the field we're discussing. Maybe you had something else in mind. Well, what else would you ask him on a personal matter or?
Personal matter? Okay, at a personal matter, because I'm a MMA fan, UFC MMA fan. I would say, what happened to your fight between you and Mark Zuckerberg?
Poor Mark,
because they both were training. And
absolutely,
I think Mark got injured or something like that. So I'd find that out. Yeah,
but I'm sure it was not something to have a coup with to make money.
Well, you know what was happening? Dana White was saying, or I heard this, that they were going to do it in the Coliseum. Really? You know, in Italy?
Well, yeah. I was there with my wife and kids. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the UFC was, or they were thinking of hosting it where Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, in an MMA match, and they were planning to do it in Italy in the Coliseum. But I don't know what happened. I think Mark Zuckerberg got injured. I believe it was.
You stood down, or you decided to step down.
But that personally, that's what I know.
Oh, that's neat. Last question, then I'll let you go because there are so many people around here talking. I'm a UFC fan as well. I don't practice, I don't go, but I love it so bad.
Hey man, I love GSP. I'm a big fan of his, greatest of all time.
Sure. And
I said it.
He's
greatest
a
of all time.
His way of living. He's such a respectful person.
Love it. Love it.
I love the guy too. What do you think about this fight between Mike Tyson and
Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
That's a great question.
Is it something that should happen or should not happen?
The fight fan in me. Okay, the casual fight fan in me. So what I mean by casual is someone who just watches anything.
Yeah.
Loves it because I grew up when Mike Tyson. So I'm 47 right now. I grew up where Mike Tyson was.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, right? The man that we all to this day were.
My video games were based on his doing. Right?
Everything, right? The realist and purest combat fan in me doesn't like the idea because even though he's training and he's on a lot of supplements and doing a lot of things, he's still 57, 58. And I think it's my own personal thing. I wouldn't want to see him lose.
That's it.
Because we're fans.
Sure.
Right? Listen, Jake Paul.
It would break
Jake Paul's
something.
a legitimate guy. He's a legitimate athlete. His boxing is improving. We all know that. But he's a young buck, right? And so I think the casual fight fan of me loves it and wants Mike Tyson to win. The purist side of me would say, you know what? I wouldn't want Mike Tyson to get hurt.
Sure.
Or injured or
fight someone
like
your own age, I would say to Jake Paul.
But if Mike Tyson knocks him out, and I think they're having their fight, is it November?
It got postponed and so on.
Do you know when it is?
I heard they had a new date, new rules, but I'm not too sure.
I'd be happy to see that. So if I see Mike Tyson knock out Jake Paul, I'd be very happy.
Everybody would be happy, I'm for sure. I'm sure. All right, so listen, David, it was amazing speaking with you.
Yes,
I love your energy, man.
Yes, same.
I hope
you're
going to have a nice show here at the IMTS Chicago. You're here for the full week.
You. Yeah, same with you. And you know what? I'll also refer you. Like, are you looking just for Canadian leaders?
Absolutely not.
So it can be anybody?
I've done podcasts with one of my best was Ivan. He had a factory. They were building a truck scale in Ukraine, but the name of the city was. Anyways, 2 hours on the border with Russia.
Oh, wow.
And he had this story about 2 weeks after the beginning of the war, received a call from the government saying, hey, you know what? You need to leave. And he had like 120 employees. They took out in a convoy. They moved like 9 hours west from Ukraine.
Wow.
And he was telling me a story about resilience because it was an opportunity for him that someone bombed his factory. He had the chance to build a new one. And now he has the factory of his dream, and he's fully, he developed AI with his truck scale. He's a smart dude.
Where's the factory now? So he's out of Russia. Is that what you said?
He used to be forever. He was in Ukraine.
Okay, Ukraine.
I have Kiev. Sorry. It's not Kiev. It's the city name in Ukraine, but he had to move because the Russian border was so close. He moved away, he rebuilt it, and now he opened the market to other place, telling me a story that European Union found them so we can rebuild and blah, blah, blah. So, no, I want to speak with Canadian leader, but I'm a citizen of the world. I want to speak with anybody that has something to say about the future of our digital culture, because it's part of us. How will we save the planet? We're talking about sustainable manufacturing quite often as well on the podcast, but all of these topics, curious brain, so I love it.
I love this. I think this is so relevant for the young generation, for the next generation. This is what it's about. I think you're doing an amazing thing.
Thank you, buddy.
You know what? Not to steal something from the U.S., but hey, why not? You're making manufacturing cool again.
That's why we. Oh, I love it. We're gonna quote that.
We're making. No, this is really cool. But anyway, a real pleasure, my man.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.